Marz here, reporting live from the Occupy Austin headquarters on the 18th at 6:20, 6:30 or something like that. I watched the city council meeting a while ago. They had some people in there trying to talk them out of putting fluoride in the water. This is what we're up against, ladies and germs, boys and girls. You can think globally, but you have to act locally. And by watching those proceedings in there, I got a pretty good feel on a microcosm, if you will, of what we are going to have to deal with. Those city council members sat there and stone-faced, listened to the evidence clearly, and just denied that it even existed. And then at the end, they had their little meaty meat, and then they pretended that they heard nothing. And this has been going on for 3 years with them. So if that's what you can expect on a local level, you can see what we're up against on a global level, because this has been going on for many years. This thing may have started 28 days ago, but this revolution has been going on since 1776, when our founding fathers said, hey, you know, we don't like the tyranny that's going on. We don't like this foreign bank here under the auspices of King George taxing us. You know, so they had that original Tea Party. Did we win 1776? We declared independence against them. When we did that, the Rothschilds, the banking family over there in England, high-fived each other. Did they have a high five back in 1776? I don't know. I know someone just said, that guy looks like Lloyd Doggett. Or maybe he didn't say that. But anyway, they said, okay, have your revolution, because they funded both sides. Then in 1781, good old George Washington got conned by a guy named Alexander Hamilton, who's got his statue in front of the Federal Reserve of Alexander Hamilton, the agent, the Rothschild agent, that conned the Washington administration into setting up the first central bank. One of my personal heroes, a guy named Aaron Burr, I got his likeness tattooed on my shvoogie. The point I'm trying to make is, that guy shot old Hamilton in a duel, bitch slapped him and shot him. That was the first revolution. Did we win? No. In 1781, they set up that central bank, had a 10-year charter. 1791, it ran out. They set it up again. They had a 50-year charter. When that one ran out, the Congress and critters in 1812 said, no, hell no, we don't want your control over us. We don't want to give you our money. We are a free and sovereign nation. Did that stop them? No, they brought in their mercenaries and burned what was at the time the Capitol building to the ground. This is what we're up against. These people have infinite resources. They own those guys that are here at the city council. They bought them off with hook, line, and sinker. I can see it in their faces when they sit there ignoring all the evidence presented to them. At the very end of their meeting, they said, well, you know, we voted unanimously to think about it some more. They've been thinking about it for 3 years. Those people have been coming to them with that evidence for 3 years. I heard some of the most incredible. I've been studying this situation for a long time myself, and I've heard stuff that I didn't even know about myself in there. Incontrovertible, absolutely convincing, undeniable evidence that putting poison in the water is not a good thing. It's never been a good thing. Other cities have stopped it, but this one will continue to do it. They were debating whether or not they should put a sticker on the utility bill that says the water could be hazardous to your health. Yeah, like they're going to do that. My question is, why would they? What would be their motivation? Their motivation would be to absolutely not do that, because right now, the way it is, we're in an info war, we're in an information war. They're not going to admit right there on a bill that comes out every month to the whole city, to anybody who pays for water in this city, or even it'll be an electric bill too, even if you do rainwater collection. They're not going to admit that they're doing something that is dangerous for your health, that will harm your children, harm your own body, and that'll give you, I don't even want to list the diseases, because this is the small thing. Whether or not we win this fight here with the Occupy Wall Street thing, does it really matter whether or not there's going to be fluoride in the water? Well, of course it does, because that is the same thing. It's super money. What what we're looking at is a global elite. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to educate you a little bit. What we have is a global elite of people at the top. We talk about the 1% versus the 9%, 99%. Why don't you think about the 0.00001%, the ones at the very top, the ones who attend the Bilderberg meetings, the ones who go and have gay sex at the Bohemian Grove. Those are the people who control what's going on in the world. As Gandhi said, first they ignore us, then they laugh at us, then they fight us, and then we win. Well, they've been ignoring us and laughing at us here in this country for 225 years. The rest of the world is waking up too. Last I heard, there was 87 other countries that, in response to the United States of America's Occupy Wall Street thing, they are putting on similar revolts.
1,500 cities now.
1,500 cities in this country,
no,
and 87
worldwide.
Worldwide, they're out there. The rest of the world has been waiting for the citizens of this country to wake up for many, many years now. In 1897, this thing shifted into high gear. Not us, them. They shifted into high gear. They started taking over the media. They started taking over our government. And now they got it down. We have 535 members of Congress. The vast, vast, vast majority of them are on the take. Who is it? Well, I can name one, Ron Paul. There's another one, who's that other guy? Bernie Madoff, I guess, is kind of okay. And anybody those guys will vouch for. But the rest of them have got to go. And they're not going to leave voluntarily. You know, it's like the city council. 3 people showed up. 3 council members showed up. Aren't there supposed to be more like 15 or 10 or 12 or a dozen?
All council members should show up at every meeting. It is part of their job.
I know, that's their gig. It's part of their job. I ran into the same thing when I went and testified in front of the Texas Congress Committee on Elections. As soon as I got up there to the podium, of the 4 or 5 that were left there, 2 of them got up, and I was stuck with 3 people. That's of the entire, the entire committee. They don't want to hear it. They know what was on the agenda today. They know that they've already been outed as criminals who are in the pocket of big business. They don't spend $1 million a year in this town to put poison in the water for nothing. We're talking about the money goes to a company that is, of course, it's all graft. Because what is this stuff that they call fluoride they put in the water? It's not the kind of fluoride that a dentist would put on your teeth, which is also questionable. That's a barbaric.
It's a byproduct from aluminum.
Yeah, it's a byproduct from aluminum production and from fertilizer production. It's basically not a byproduct per se, Your Honor. It's waste, and there is no safe way to dispose of that waste. So if you've got something that's so dangerous that it's not safe to dispose of, well, what do you do with it? Well, the solution is to put it in the water. Because once you filter it through a human being and it goes into the sewage system, hey, or under the ground or what have you, well, you've effectively eliminated and made some money. Now, that's just what we're up against.